I'm Jennifer Christensen, and this is Brighter Life. I'm happy you're here today, and I'm really grateful to welcome two incredible guests today. Here with me in our studio, we have Janae Francis, and we have also Maurice Simpson. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. It's so fun.
I don't even know where to start. There's so much that we can talk about. But Janae, tell us a little bit about who you are. Janae, I know, is a reporter at the Standard Examiner and covers the faith columns. Tell us a little bit more about you.
I think that my main goal at the newspaper has been in the last few years to put God in the newspaper. I have a faith column where I talk about faith principles and I quote scriptures. And people really get excited about seeing scriptures quoted in the newspaper. And I also try to make it a non-denominational effort. I quote different versions of the Bible on purpose because I want all people to be able to identify with that. It's not so important which version that you use. It's the fact that you do turn to God.
Okay. Now, I also know that Janae is a mother of 6 and a former Miss Rodeo Utah. And there's so many things that we can say about you, but I just want to talk. And Maurice, I know that you have 5 kids. You just are such a great guy. Tell us more. What do you want people to know about you?
Well, I'm a very positive person. I'm just like everybody else. I just look a little different, and I love to have fun. Like you said, I have 5 kids. I also do coaching. I'm a general manager at Pizza Hut, and I just love life. Oh. I've been blessed.
Now I'm hearing you talk about God, and I'm hearing you talk about being blessed. Both of these people have experienced some pretty significant challenges in life. Janae, tell us a little bit about the hardest thing that you went through.
One of the hardest things I've gone through is having a brain tumor. That's the most recent thing. And I went through a summer of preparing to have surgery on my brain tumor. Actually, my plan was to shrink it naturally. So I changed my diet. I went to all the voodoo people I could think of. I got hypnotized. I went to a spiritual healer. I did all these things through this summer, and it ended up being the best summer of my life. And I got to the end, and I thought, isn't it too bad that a brain tumor had to bring me to this?
Huh. So when you say this, you're talking about a better place.
Right. Living a more purposeful life, I think.
Okay. Now, you talked about you look a little bit different, and that's just something that there's no way to get around, you know. Tell us what the name of your condition is.
I have what you call neurofibromatosis. The abbreviated term is NF. Basically what it is it affects the tissues in your body, and it creates deformities, and it affects many different people in different ways. It affects 1 out of 3,000 people in the world, believe it or not.
And this is a condition that you were born with?
Yes, I was born with the gene, but I wasn't born I didn't look this way when I was born. I was born just like everybody else, and I was 6 months old when it started to form. My eyes started to close, and I was back and forth to the hospital for a whole year, and I just started to basically transform into what I am today.
Now, Janae is developing a series called, let me make sure I get this right, Upside Down and Inside Out.
Upside down and turned around.
Oh, I got it wrong. Upside down and turned around.
Yes.
And describe for us, you know, the feelings and emotion and purpose behind this series that you're developing.
Mm-hmm. It's a series of CDs, and I'm recording people using their own voice and telling their own story about life-changing situations and how they've decided, like what I was saying, to live their life on purpose.
So have you interviewed Maurice for this series?
Yes. It was so funny. We did it at Pizza Hut because I thought he had an office. So we get there and we find out that the air conditioners in Pizza Hut are pretty loud, so we can't interview him in this office. So we're out front in Pizza Hut, right? And you can hear the girls in the background saying, "Oh, we thought she was here for an interview. She's interviewing him."
So you're the manager at Pizza Hut. You're interviewing Janae for a job.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what they thought. And we talked about how Maurice is able to be a good manager, how he's able to live a good life, and how he appreciates his condition because it's taught him so many important lessons. And I wanted everyone to be able to learn those lessons without having to go through what Maurice has gone through.
Now, one of your favorite words, I know because I know you and we're friends, is "that's awesome." And I do think that is awesome. Can you summarize for us, Maurice, how you have decided to live life on purpose?
Summarize, live life on purpose. Well, the best way I can think of it is play the hand you dealt the strongest you can. I'm very proud of the way I look. I don't look at this as being God made me this way and life sucks. No, I'm very proud of it. I just have a real bright personality, and I try to shine that to everybody I come in contact with. When I make sure everyone knows that I'm positive and I'm outgoing, and I love the way I look.
Now, we were talking before. Is it okay if I tell you a little secret about who you think you are?
Yes.
The sexiest black man alive.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple guys up there, Kobe's up there and Tyrese, but I'm right up there with them. Just they're higher than me because of the money, but take the money away, you're gonna have a struggle on deciding.
Now, I want you to repeat what you said about the hand that you've been dealt with. How did you say that?
Play the hand you're dealt the best you can.
Play the hand you're dealt the best you can.
Yes.
Now, Janae, this goes along with something I've heard you say about, and I'll say it wrong, miracles and challenges. How did you phrase that?
Oh, those miracles we call challenges.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, I've thought a lot about how I will think about my life in the life to come when I'm gone. And, well, when we're all gone and we're having these conversations about our lives and what we learned. And I've thought that in the next life, I'll be able to appreciate the challenges that I've had because I'll be able to identify with people, because I'll be able to give them a perspective that they don't have. And I know that Maurice feels this way too. And so after I thought about these conversations a lot, I decided, what if I had those conversations now? What if I don't wait to die? And what if I appreciate the things now that I'm able to learn because of miracles that I call challenges?
I just think that's fascinating. Excuse me. Thank you for sharing that with us. This is exactly what Brighter Life is about, just being able to recognize those things and make the most out of the cards you're dealt with and recognize how important it is to have that positive outlook, while at the same time understanding that life is hard.
Right. Nobody said it would be easy, only that it'd be worth it.
And is it worth it? Would you change having had a brain tumor?
No, I wouldn't. And there's other challenges I've had too. I had challenges growing up. I had some violence in my family and things that I've had to learn to adapt to and grow past. And I've learned to not blame people. And I think that when you've arrived to where you need to be when you can appreciate those things.
And what about you? We talked about this in another conversation. If there were a miracle pill that someone could give you, would you take it?
Oh, most definitely not. I mean, if I took a miracle pill to change the way I look, I mean, I had to change my whole being. I had to go through a whole different transformation. I mean, it wouldn't just be my face that had to transform; it'd be my whole personality. So the way I am now, I'm very, very confident. Give me a miracle pill, people are going to call me cocky. So, and I love the way I look. I wouldn't change it for the world. It makes me the man I am. It makes me strong. That's gonna funnel down to my children to make them strong.
What can you? I've got a frog in my throat. I think it's actually just emotion from having had this opportunity to speak to two wonderful and inspiring people. So thank you for that. What can you add about the idea of that miracle pill and deciding not to swallow it?
I think that we can decide to make everything awesome if we wanted. When I got my brain tumor, that became my favorite word. So I started to tell everyone how awesome they were. And the most amazing thing happened. People started to say that back to me. And suddenly people were racing to call me awesome before I could call them awesome. And I learned that it really is about what you put out there. What you put out, you get back. So if you're awesome, you tell people you're awesome, then you have an awesome life.
I love that. What we're putting out there, I cannot talk today. What we are putting out here at Brighter Life is just that idea that life can be awesome, that we can develop tools that help us learn and grow, and that we can take those challenges and find a brighter place. So if you want to know more about Janae and Maurice, please visit brighterlife.net and hear the whole conversation. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you. And thanks for watching.
And thanks for being awesome.